Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. At this point in the cycle, headlines like this about XRP are pretty commonplace, and I'll tell you, going through what we've gone through the last several years, it's a delight to see. So here's the headline from you today. XRP price on verge of major milestone, is $3 imminent. Well, I will tell you this. Out of the XRP chart analysts that I follow, pretty much all of them are expecting in the relative short term, and they have different ideas of what that means, whether it's days or weeks. All of them, just about, are expecting that XRP in that very short time frame is absolutely going to burst to the upside. And I'm going to share with you perspective from a few different XRP chart analysts in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam, including one who says that XRP is coiling yet again and is getting ready for something. That's actually a direct quote. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, I want to start by sharing with you this post from chart analyst Ali Martinez. Now, he's talking about Bitcoin here, but I want to make a point for all of you XRP holders out there, because you're going to run into this question, because it's, we're all human and everybody's going to think this with pretty much zero exception. As it's going, you're going to be questioning, is this the right time to sell? What if I sell now and it goes way higher? Well, the answer is I'll continue to highlight for the remainder of this bull run. After you sell it, it will go higher, because there's no way in hell you're going to sell the top. It's just a question of how close to the top you're going to get. And that's the reason that I think it makes a ton of sense. When you're in the bear market, you want to accumulate more, which we're far from now. Depths of the bear market, was 2 years ago. But it makes sense to dollar cost average in, just make regular purchases and get broad exposure at a span of different prices. Well, just like it makes sense to do that when it's time to get out of the position, the idea of selling it like one lump sum is completely absurd in my opinion. You guys do whatever you want to do. But I think it makes sense to just average out when you're selling also. Just like you dollar cost average in. And, you'll sell here, and then as it goes up, you sell more, and then as it goes up, you sell more, and then maybe you'll overshoot. Maybe you shoot past the top and you miss that, and then it starts going back down, and it's pretty clear the bubble popped, and you can see it's going down. Like, well, okay, you can still sell while it's relatively high. All that stuff's normal. Now, I'm going to hope that I am able to sell. This will be the target anyway. I might miss it, but I'm going to try to sell before the bubble is fully inflated. But just know you're not going to hit the top, and that's okay. And the smart money, which is the people who have the mental fortitude to hold for the long haul, they do sell before the top. Tons of them do, and it's okay. Like, enjoy your profits. So let me make that point here. This is a Bitcoin chart specifically. It's the same thing with XRP and everything else, which is why I just want you to be mentally prepared, because this is going to happen to us. And so here's the post. Chart analyst Ali Martinez wrote, long-term Bitcoin holders often sell near market tops. Interestingly, in 2017 and 2021, their biggest sell-offs occurred right before the final leg up. Could we be on the verge of a similar pattern? Is this the start of a market top? Very good questions. And so you can see what he's pointing out regarding the last two market cycles. And so as far as it pertains to the long-term holders, if you're looking at the screen here, you can see this red demonstrates a ton of long-term holders selling. Now, the black line, of course, is the price of Bitcoin. So you can see as the price of Bitcoin has gone up over the span of time, it got to the point where, and it wasn't the market top, because, this looks like it was towards, it could have been months before the peak of Bitcoin in 2017. But people did start selling. So these are people that, probably have been holding for a pretty damn long time. Some of them probably many years, perhaps. And you can see as it rose up, finally they're like, okay, got to take some profit. This is ridiculous. It's a huge percentage of my net worth. You can just imagine the things that these people would have been thinking back in 2017. And that resulted in this huge, it's not like technically a candle, but this huge burst down here to the red. And that shows how many of these long-term holders were getting out of their positions like, I got to convert. I got to convert to US dollar or whatever the fiat currency of choice is, depending on where you live in the world. That's what happened. Now, did this most notable spike here, did that correlate perfectly with the top? No, because that many people took that much profit roughly at the same time, and they didn't sell the top. They didn't know when it was going to top. They wanted to secure profit. That's normal and good. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But you can see here, it was probably some number of months away from hitting the top here. I don't know exactly when this is because it doesn't show that level of detail here, but it doesn't matter. I'm trying to get the idea across to you. You can see just a little bit further over here, so probably some number of months, and there was still some sell volume even then from long-term holders specifically, and because you can see there's another kind of spike here, but nowhere near like what happened in the few months prior to that. And so, but look at this. That's where the all-time high price was for that market cycle in 2017, but most people sold before because that's a smart thing to do. So don't feel stupid when you sell and the price keeps running, because you cannot time the market cycle perfectly. You will not hit the peak. That's why it makes sense to sell along the way. And you sell one day and then it goes higher, and then you sell more. You don't regret the fact that you sold it too low the day before. Like, that's not how this works. You have to understand this is part of the process. And it's not a flaw. You're not messing up. It's that is proper performance, is what I'm saying. The proper performance is that behavior. Not beating yourself up over it. That is improper behavior. Like, that is not the right mindset. And the same thing happened last market cycle. Look at this. You can see, and this would have been probably again some months before, massive quantities of people taking profit. That's why you see the spike here, and then bam, it was taken. Now, we're not quite to that level of spike here for this market cycle, which is, by the way, one more thing you can look at to say, okay, well, we're not near the top. So if the history is going to rhyme with itself, this thing, you need to see more long-term holders selling to a much greater degree than we're seeing right now. And then you could assume, okay, if history is going to rhyme, then maybe we still have a few months before Bitcoin finally ultimately peaks. But we are that close in all likelihood, if history is to rhyme. But again, this is going to happen with you. This is what you're going to be thinking with your XRP. So don't let yourself beat yourself. We are our own worst enemies when it comes to making life-changing wealth in crypto. If you get too greedy, you could miss the whole thing. It's stupid. If you have a meaningful amount of wealth that's just on paper effectively, or in this case, I mean, you see it on your screen, you can make it real by selling. You can realize the profit. It's up to you if you decide you want to do that. Then there's also this from on-chain analytics from Sentiment. Bitcoin has climbed to $106,500 for the first time in its 16-plus year history. Since the bull rally began back on October 10th, there has been a net increase of 1,582 more wallets that hold at least 100 Bitcoin, a jump of 9.9% more wallets in the relatively short period of time. So this is interesting to see. And this is a separate metric from long-term holders, of course, that we're talking about whales now, effectively, because you're saying over 100 Bitcoin. They are buying now. So fine, even if in terms of chronology, maybe we're getting close to the end of this, the history is going to rhyme with itself. But we're not there yet. Whales do not behave like this. They do, if it's the end of the cycle, they do not buy tops of markets. This is the smart money. They will be distributing, and I will be highlighting that as they do it, which they inevitably will. This is it's going to be the inflation of a bubble. It's going to happen with XRP and every other coin, and you just got to watch for it and recognize it, because it happens every single cycle. Literally, this one's no different. You just got to be aware of it. Now, again, I'll keep talking about it so that you're aware as it's unfolding, and then you guys make decisions for yourselves in terms of what you think is best, whether it's buy, sell, hold. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just sharing some information. Here's a post from chart analyst Mustache, hashtag altcoins. You think we're done here? I think we'll experience something similar to 2017 again, meaning it's going to be wilder than 2021. Everything we ever dreamed of has become reality. All the ingredients for a huge run are perfect. So I've seen this idea roughly shared by just like a number of analysts that I followed, like roughly this idea. Because you can see what he's highlighting here. So if you look back to a couple cycles ago, this 2017 run, you can see what led up to it. Accumulation period in 2015, the beginning part of 2016. And this is what he's highlighting here. I'm not a chart analyst, but he's showing the pattern here. It's called a falling wedge pattern. And he's citing that's what happened a couple cycles ago. And then you can see what happened, absolutely rocketed. And he's saying what happened last cycle was not the same thing. He's saying that this is going to be way more explosive effectively from a market perspective. So yeah, last market cycle was fun. It would have been more fun if XRP weren't being attacked. But he's saying what we had last cycle is nothing compared to what's about to happen. He's saying this is the same lead up that we saw a couple cycles ago. And if that's the case, oh my God. I mean, because I was there in 2017. That's when I jumped into crypto during the explosive part. And my God, everything was running incredibly quickly. And the multiplier effects were absolutely insane. You couldn't pick a loser. I mean, until obviously the bubble popped. But there's a period of time where it's like if you just bought something, it would just go up by a crazy amount. That was the answer. And so he's saying that's where we're at. And XRP is a part of that, which is why this is so damn exciting. Here's a post from chart analyst Stock Money Lizards. And anybody that holds XRP is going to like this. Now, mind you, this guy, from what I've seen from him, I get the feeling that he's actually not a fan of XRP, and that's fine. I don't care. He doesn't seem to be trolling people about it, at least. And he's not one of those people, so far as I know, that was saying XRP wouldn't run. He just is mostly quiet about it. And then when he says stuff, it's kind of to the negative. But even if what he's citing is true, and I think there actually probably is some truth to this, I'm for it, because all that it's speaking to is how the retail segment behaves, and we've been seeing that increasing. So there are going to be more people like this jumping in, and where are they putting their money? What are they curious about? XRP. And so here's what he wrote here, and I actually rather like this post. Stock Money Lizards, and he shared this with his 146,300 followers. And he wrote, "Conversations about Bitcoin with my normie friends since 2023. And so this is like quotes of what his friends would have said, something to this effect. He wrote, "LOL, I won't buy Bitcoin at $30,000. It's already up 100%. LOL, I won't buy Bitcoin at $40,000. It's already up 140%. LOL, I won't buy Bitcoin at $72,000. It's new all-time high. LOL, I won't buy Bitcoin at $50,000. The house of cards is collapsing." Do you remember that, folks, when it did crater back down there? I think didn't it even get into like the upper 40,000s, or am I tripping? Either way, it got around that range, and there's all sorts of negative people out there. My God, the sentiment on social media, not so hot at that point. And I was still like, yeah, but this is going higher. But anyway. And then he says, LOL, I won't buy Bitcoin at $80,000. It's already up 400%. LOL, I won't buy Bitcoin at $100,000. And then the final comment is from his friends. There's, "Hey, what do you think about XRP?" Yup. You gotta love this. And I've got texts from friends too about XRP recently, like people that just hadn't accumulated. And I get it, it's just nothing against them. I mean, these are our friends and family that are doing this, so absolutely no disrespect to any of them whatsoever. But it is the behavior that you would expect from people that aren't, they haven't deeply delved into the world of crypto, so they're not on like the same level as you and I in terms of interest and to what they're paying attention to, and they're probably not in tune with market cycles and how things typically unfold and the human psychology behind all of this. But that's why to see this, I'm just like, yup, I'm here for it. Bring them all in. Bring them all in. The more the merrier here. Because, I mean, it does pump bags up higher here, but on top of that, I do firmly believe that XRP, it's clear. It's one of the winners. It's one of the most useful cryptocurrencies to ever be created. Obviously, it's a long-term winner here, which is why I've been in this space now over 7 years, consistently optimistic for XRP, even despite the SEC nonsense. Here's a post from a chart analyst Dom, XRP USD chart here, and he said, XRP has been tapping this $2.44 resistance zone for nearly 5 days. Still no major sellers here, just waiting on buyers to follow through with a full break, and then we're off. It's coiling, getting ready for something. This thread is a wealth of knowledge. And this is the latest update to this thread here. And it's true. And so this is something, even though I'm not a chart guy, and I don't ever want to be one because it's boring as hell to me. Like, I'm glad that people like him find it interesting because I appreciate the stuff that they share publicly. But it is true over the last couple weeks, the range that XRP has been trading in, it's been narrowing. And so I do know enough about chart analysis to know this because it's just very basic stuff. As that happens, you see the narrowing of volatility. That is what precedes a break to the upside or the downside. Now, given that we are in a bull market, I would anticipate the break would be to the upside. It's the same thing that I was saying on a higher time frame, and every chart analyst out there was saying, that's reputable anyway. XRP had been coiling up for almost 7 years. And so it broke out of that bad boy in a bull market and went up over 400%. So now similarly here, we're talking about over a shorter time frame. The chart analysts call that a lower time frame. If you ever see LTF on social media, that's what that means, lower time frame, so shorter period of time. He's saying it's coiling, it's doing it again, it's going to burst. Now, when he posted this is actually on Sunday before Bitcoin had hit its new all-time high above $106,000. And so that's one of the things that tons of analysts have been saying, hey, we need that to happen, and then ideally Bitcoin creep up higher. So by the time you're watching this, hopefully Bitcoin hasn't cratered below, because that would just delay XRP even further, no doubt. That's a virtual certainty. But it's going higher on the flip side. That makes it, the sooner Bitcoin goes, the sooner XRP is likely to go. That's what I've seen from tons of analysts anyway. And so that's what we've been waiting on. And so he's saying, hey, it's coiling up, it's heating up. This is the moment. So just take it for what it's worth, but it makes all the sense in the world to me. Then we also had this post. This is from somebody named Shoe Dog. He had a question for chart analyst Dom in response to that. And he said, just looking for price discovery right now. Hope we can see some price action to the upside either today or Monday. It's just teasing us. Don't mind chop. It's just great to have XRP above $2. Yeah, that's for damn sure. Almost 100% of the time I've been holding XRP, it's been under $1. So to see it consistently for a couple of weeks now above $2, other than a very brief dip down to about $1.90 or so, that's just a dream come true in my mind. Like, that is absolutely fantastic. I am thrilled to see that. But anyway, Dom responded to that and he said, 100%. Chop is net positive in this environment. The more time over $2, the better. Right. And so, as they say, the wider the base, the higher in space, meaning the longer the consolidation is, the greater the force with which it thrusts when it finally does. Even though we're talking about a shorter time frame, yes, the concept still applies. Here's a post from chart analyst Javon Marks, XRP USD chart here. He says, XRP's current setup on the 4-hour is a borderline butte of one. From near textbook bull divergences, he's got a little S in parentheses there, to tightening price action in prior supporting buying volume, XRP can be about to go. So that is also in line with what I've seen from a ton of XRP chart analysts specifically. Absolutely. Bullish divergence. I've seen that from a number of chart analysts in recent days, and crypto media even picked up on it. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think even it might have been Cointelegraph that was talking about that possibly. Whoever it was, I was talking about it in a video in recent days here. So we'll see how that plays out. But either way, it seems pretty damn clear. XRP is not done. It's very fun to see what we've seen since the election. November was a great month. Been spending most of December kind of moving sideways here. That's fine. Ain't no problem. After a huge move like that, it's not surprising to see a bit of consolidation here, but that is what it is. And it's now trading within an increasingly narrow range, which is what you'd hope and expect for. That's very normal. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Insight UK. He wrote, it's wild checking XRP, the price being $2.30 plus, and people are complaining. I kind of laughed at that. That's why I thought I'd just throw it into this video, because I was like, yeah, it is a little bit. Because some people anyway are complaining, just like when XRP was like 25 cents. And I was like, God damn it. It's like, the bottom line is, unless it's a moment where XRP is going up, there's going to be a certain percentage of holders that are just going to bitch about it. And it is what it is. I'm not like that. I buy, I expect that it's going to do what it's going to do. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. I might have to wait a long time, whatever. I don't care. I don't bitch up a storm. I'm literally just as patient as the day that I first bought XRP. Over 7 years ago. I am literally just as patient. Now, it's nice knowing, I say no, but having a very high level of confidence that we finally are at that point where I'll be sufficiently enticed to sell. But even if something went wrong here and like there was a global black swan event, like, okay, I mean, I guess it would be kind of disappointing, but I'd still feel patient. Like, it wouldn't change anything that I'm doing. I wouldn't feel impatient. And then there's also this post from chart analyst Steph is Crypto rather. XRP could outperform Bitcoin by another 70% in the short term. Yeah, I certainly buy that. XRP has been outperforming Bitcoin now since it's surged up so much for 2023 and 2024. And by the time this is done, it will have very clearly put Bitcoin's price performance to shame. As I've been insisting would be the case before XRP even found its bottom this market cycle against Bitcoin. I was insisting this because from a historic precedent, that's always what's happened. And the fundamentals for XRP are strong, which allows for it to not trend towards zero, duh. So obviously, this is the most probable outcome. It is going to dwarf Bitcoin's performance here. It is what it is, and then we'll have a fun see I told you so, and throw it in the faces of those stupid little toxic Bitcoin maximalists. And then we also had this, and I teased this a little bit at the outset of the video. I don't really need to read the article. I kind of just wanted to make the point here again from you today. XRP price on verge of major milestone is $3 imminent. And I keep seeing this, and this is from a crypto media outlet here. But they note that here the coin is entering a consolidation phase over the past few weeks. Yes, it absolutely has been. And then pushing for a major breakout. Like, yeah, Anybody that's not an irrational XRP hater says, yeah, what's most probable is it's just coiling and this thing's going to break to the outside with serious force. That's what I continue to see. Exciting time to be an XRP, my friends. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.